Well, here we already are. The end of 2025. This year went by so fast. Like, I physically can't understand how we're already here. Like, I feel we just started this year and December went by in like a blink. So, as per tradition, every year I take basically an old artwork and remake it, redesign it to kind of just show the progress of me as an artist. I love doing this every year, both because it like reaffirms to me that I have been working on my craft and getting better at it, but I think it's also great to show developing artists as well, like, hey, like, here's where I started and here's where I am after drawing and a lot of hard work. So that's kind of what we do every year. And this year I'm doing something a little different in terms of like, instead of like a big rendered piece, because previous ones I've done like larger images of like it's a full scene or like a scene in a character type of thing. This one, I want to tap into something that I haven't done in a long time, and I've been a little bit nervous about doing again. Basically what it is when I was younger, I used to be able to just take these huge like comic art boards and I would just sketch my character in so many different poses, different facial expressions, doing different things that I just felt like they were doing. Like, hey, I want them to be a skateboarder. Here they are on a skateboard. And I used to do these so easily, like, I don't know, like they just came so much quicker to me and I remember them just being fun, but I don't really know what happened in recent years. I don't know if it's coming from some type of perfectionism of wanting every pose to be perfect and anatomically accurate or me being a little more critical about my character designs, or if it's just like I've been intimidated by it. I don't know. I think it's maybe a lot of different feelings, but I haven't done one of those in years. So I'm looking at my DeviantArt, and one of my oldest ones that I can find is from 2010, which would have been my senior year of high school. So, or my first year of college, kind of the same. But the one that I'm going to probably redraw is this one from 2012. So this still is like what, that'd be my sophomore year of college. It's still over 12 years old. Like, oh my God, I'm getting old. It's crazy to think about how much time has passed and like how different of an artist and person I've become, even just looking at this character design. So this one is a huge page of Kaida from my first comic series that I ever made. I loved drawing her. I drew her all the time. I still kind of doodle her here and there. But I want to basically take this idea and apply it to one of my newer characters, which is Zahra from my Fox Among Hounds series. I have not really done a big sheet like this for Zahra or Ina. I did one for OC Tober, but it's not really the same. I feel like I didn't like interlace the faces and the drawings together like I did for these. And so I really want to take a stab at it and try doing it for Zahra. So let's jump in and get some sketches going of like the different poses and things I want to convey for Zahra. And we're going to try this again. I'm a little intimidated because again, like this is a type of piece that I haven't done in a long time, so I'm hoping it goes well, and I think it will. I think I'm going to have way more fun with it than I think I will, so let's jump in and get it started. All right, here we go. The big intimidating piece of a million different poses. I think probably one of the reasons I find these so intimidating is I feel like my human anatomy has substantially gotten better, but I feel it's not like perfect yet. I know there's not really like ever a perfect in art, and I don't want to be like perfect, but I guess more of like it's a lot harder for me to draw people over and over just because I'm not as versed in anatomy compared to like creature anatomy. Like I can draw creatures all day long, but humans I still kind of struggle with on and off. So I think that's probably the biggest intimidation that kept me from these big sheets. Because like one of the really cool draws and appeals of these is just like all of the different poses that you can put your character in, and just all the different expressions and things you can give them and different moods you can set just depending on what you have them doing. So yeah, I feel it is a big hinge on anatomy for those ones. So I did the smart thing as a newer artist, and I looked up reference. And I guess not newer artists, I mean more experienced artists, because when I was younger I always thought reference was cheating. And nowadays I'm like, no, that's not the case. So a lot of these I either looked up a similar pose that a human was doing, or I would pose it and take a picture. and just reference those for my overall looks for Zahra, and I think that helped a lot. I have grown a lot with my anatomy skills in general as well, but I think having that reference was a huge help, because I know back in the day I would usually pull those poses just from imagination, and there was pros and cons with that, but I think having actual reference was great, especially because then I could really push her personality a lot more. So the first pose I drew was her with her Mount Layla. She raised from a puppy, so I wanted to show her in her smaller puppy state because she is a huge dog. So she's like German Shepherd size when she's a puppy. She's big. She's a big pup. And then I could see Zahra taking like weekends and like reading and relaxing and also doing like training. And she likes to raise and breed the hounds. So I wanted to kind of convey her fun and like flirty and confident personality in the different poses that we had today. And then I also wanted to experiment with outfits, because like, I don't even know now, like a month ago, just about, I did a bunch of different outfits for Ina, and I had a lot of fun exploring different looks for her. And I was like, well, I want to really do that with Zahra, and I will eventually do kind of like an official outfit sheet. But in the meantime, I can just experiment with different outfits here on this big character page, because I know that she's going to have more casual clothes to probably do like combat training in, or raising the spotted hounds. She'd probably have something that's a little more formal, but also comfortable to be around the palace in. And then she'll have her formal attire for like those important meetings and princessly things. So I thought I'd explore those with these different poses. So like we have like the training outfit on the left with the sword now. I wanted it to be almost like padded armor. It's not like full like leather, but I could see it being almost like padded cloth. And they use like dulled swords just so they can practice making contact, but not slicing open each other. And then I have more of like for her sitting on the chair, I wanted something that could breathe pretty well in the heat. So that I did some cool like open shoulder shirt. And then I also showed her more formal attire with her, I guess, princess outfit. I don't really know what to call it. Royal outfit. Either way, I wanted to show that too. And then I have this more lounging one where I show her original outfit, like OG. She still has that one for now, but we'll see if we change it a bit and experiment with the outfit a bit more as I get to that video whenever I do. But yeah, I love her OG outfit still. There's a few things I think I'd want to update, or like I need one that has like more armor. And now that I've been drawing the chapter pages for Fox Among Hounds, I'm experimenting and like exploring more of like the military uniforms for the hounds and the foxes, which then will like inform what Zahra's outfit will look like, because yes, she is royalty, but she'd probably still have a very similar armor set to the military of the hounds. And then I had to throw in a couple of spicy ones. I wanted to draw her back. So I thought of that being kind of like coming out of a bath type of situation, because I'm trying to push myself to do different parts of anatomy that I don't really do. And then I had one that's, implied, what's happening. So I won't explain it. And then I want to do one more to fill in like this little crevice here of her drinking tea. Like I said, I want to do lots of different poses, and I'm always so impressed with the artists that do these all the time, and they look like so perfect, where they place every little character in every little spot. I always find it so impressive. And then it was right about here where I decided to go ahead and color it. At first I was like thinking about just making it a sketch page, just like how my Kaida one was, but I'm like, no, like I actually want to add a little bit more to this. I didn't want to do a full line art for this one because I really liked the feeling of the sketch in general for all of these. And so I just decided to color the sketch and just do like a multiply layer over all of them. So I went through and I tried to systematically color each chunk to make it a little easier instead of color picking over and over, because I started with that like casual training outfit with her sitting on the chair, and I was color picking and going back and forth, and I'm like, no, I should just go through and do like all of the skin and then all of the hair, and then it'll be way easier to like mix and match colors on the outfits instead of like jumping between a bunch of colors in my swatches. And so that's what you see me doing. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to block out all of the different colors and then start experimenting with colors for the different outfits. So then from here, I just finished up coloring Layla because I'm like, that's the final big blocking thing that I need to do before we can experiment with outfits. And it's so fun coloring puppy Layla. I haven't really drawn any of the spotted hounds as like younger, smaller puppies. And I need to do it more now. Now I just want to do a whole sticker sheet of these big, clumsy German Shepherd puppies. So then from here, the colors that I picked basically to go for like the furniture and the outfits, I chose from a couple of different things. So you can see in the corner a little reference picture there for a second. It was of the throne room for the Hound Nation. And so I was like, oh, that'd be perfect to pull a couple colors from, because I see the primary colors that most people would wear in this society are blues, golds, blacks, and whites. Those are kind of like the main colors I would see. And then a lot of the other colors would be based off of more like blue adjacent or like river colors. Like I could see that nice like aquamarine-ish blue, or not blue, green, like a more like bluish green. And so with that in mind, I experimented with the different colors and what to do on the different outfits just based off of that. A total side note too, I was comparing the fancy Zahra to the old one I drew, and man, a couple years makes a difference. Like you can see right now, the little reference in the corner compared to my new fancy one, she looks so much like how I want her to look like in my new sketch compared to the old sketch that I did in like, I'm trying to remember when OC-tober was. I think it was like 2021, maybe 2020. It's crazy. Like I love doing these because I get to see how much of a difference time can make. But like seeing that one in particular, I'm like, oh my gosh, like Zahra is fully looking like she should, like how she's always been in my brain compared to OC-tober. Like some of the things in OC-tober I still really liked, but I still wasn't really great at drawing my characters back then. Like I was okay. And I could see that I probably rushed it too with OC-tober, just trying to get it out for videos. And then that's also when I was, you know, doing other jobs full time, probably a very busy time in my life. But yeah, it's crazy to see what a difference a couple years can make, you know, just by practicing and continuing to draw the characters over and over and exploring different looks and outfits. I love it. I love seeing growth and progress, you know? So yeah, that's just a little aside, little thing, because yeah, it's hard, especially being artists. And if you're like a digital artist kind of working on your own and you're not in school, or, you know, maybe not meeting up with art friends as frequently, it's very hard because you really get stuck in your own little vacuum of like only seeing what you're creating. You don't really get to see the growth that you have every year and with every new project. It's kind of like working out. You don't really see the muscle slowly building or changing. So it's the same with drawing. When you kind of get stuck in your own little vacuum of like just cranking out art pieces, you don't really get to sit and appreciate how much you've grown. But when you do things like this and do kind of a reflective piece and see what a difference a couple years has been, it's really cool. It's really awesome. So I encourage you all to do any type of redraw. You don't have to do it only for New Year's, but it's really cool to just compare your old work to your new work and try redrawing, or maybe exploring like this, like doing a similar concept to something you've drawn before in the past and doing it with a new character and trying something out, and maybe trying to apply a new skill like looking at reference and seeing how much you've improved over that time. And there we have it. We are all done with my huge character sheet of Zahra. I had a blast. I told you that I was going to probably feel intimidated at first, but love it. And I remember why I like doing these so much. I just love exploring the expressions of the character and things they like, and just showing you glimpses of her on this huge page was a lot of fun. At first, I was thinking about just keeping it as a sketch to match the Kaida one exactly, but I'm like, no, like, I want to show more. I want to color her and give her a little bit more life. So this one, we have like a full colored version. I am so happy that I tried this again. Like I said, I was just intimidated to do it for too many years now, and now I'm like, you know what, we're gonna just keep trying to do more of these, because now I want to do one for Aina and a bunch of my other characters, like just to draw them over and over to get more practice in as well, so I can execute them better in the comic. You know, it's all practice. It all leads into getting better, and I like doing fun things that, you know, also double as training. You know what I mean? But either way, thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out this video. I want to give a shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. You guys are making this full-time art business possible. Thank you so much for your support. If you guys would like to join and get a monthly mail club, we send out prints, stickers, and sticker sheets every month in the mail. You still have time to join. It's basically join before the last day of the month. So go check it out. Come hang out with us and get some other behind-the-scenes exclusive goodies. I also started like a Patreon podcast newsletter this month, so you guys can keep up to date with what I'm working on and what I'm doing, and then I can answer some questions directly from you guys. So again, thank you to my patrons. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I am looking forward to the next year and seeing how my art will develop in 2025 with being able to have a full year of being full-time. You know, we're only 3 months into being a full-time artist. It's kind of crazy to imagine that. But I am excited to see how much I grow over a year and doing this again December of next year. So again, thank you guys so much. Subscribe, like, comment, help me out with making this art thing my full-time business. Any shares, likes, comments, it all helps me. So I appreciate your guys' support so much. But either way, thanks again, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.